give you something you like. Give me mashed potatoes, and I'll turn on the light.
Okay, so I'm Josephine Decker. I'm the director of the film By the Way, a documentary on bisexuality in America that we've been working on for the past 3 years. And now we're here at the Maryland Film Festival. So yeah.
I'm Martha Shane. I produced the movie, and By the Way is the movie. And yeah, it's sort of a road trip exploration of bisexuality. We traveled all over the country, talking to people in the South, the West, everywhere about what they think about bisexuality. And we also followed 5 young people who are sort of either choosing not to label their sexuality at all, or some of them labeled as bisexual, but they sort of represent like the whatever generation who, you know, is coming up today.
So yeah, we followed 3 guys total and 2 girls, different parts of the country, like all over Memphis, LA, Chicago, San Antonio, New York. And I'd say that, yeah, one of the probably the more interesting things about making a movie about sexuality is that you're really asking people to like bare their souls to you in a way that I think in most documentaries, I think actually a lot of documentaries, the good ones at least, you're getting a piece of someone's like heart. But I think especially when it comes to sexuality, like you really had to work with people and they had to really trust you with their lives and their stories because it's such an intimate topic. We followed a young man who was 18 from New York who's very like into MySpace. That's sort of the only way he expresses his sexuality. So he's sort of, and what was cool about filming him is he was sort of in the process of going through this whole like transition with his sexuality while we were filming, so you really see him grappling with these issues for the first time. And then we filmed 2 other guys, one young boy actually that Martha can talk more about.
Yeah, he's actually the son of this filmmaker, Jonathan Coed, who's gay, and then his mother is bisexual. So he's growing up in this sort of like very experimental environment and trying to figure out whether he wants to be bisexual. And for him, because he's 11 and he's not necessarily all that sexual at all yet, it's more about sort of negotiating like his family, like if I'm bisexual, well then my dad will love me and my mom will love me and like it's all perfect. Whereas like, is it okay for me to be straight if I like girls? Is that okay? Like, and just sort of like trying to figure that out.
I would say like one of the more fun parts of the movie was like, so we road tripped around the whole country.
Pretty much anytime we stopped to eat, we like started interviewing people. So it was like, it's like pretty much like the fast food tour of the country. Wendy's, what do people think about sex at Wendy's? And Applebee's, and you know, all the different Waffle Houses in the world. So yeah, but it was a fun way to make a movie.
Our goal, I think, with the movie as a whole, one of the goals was to bring people together so that it's a discussion about having a more fluid sexuality, or just being interested in exploring those attractions, that was more a part of the daily dialogue and not such a taboo thing.
I grew up in Baltimore, so it's awesome to be here. It's like, I think it's probably like the perfect size of festival. Like there's a small enough group of people and filmmakers and everybody that you can sort of like get to know, get to talk to everybody if you want to. And I mean, but even so, like I've had tons of conflicts in terms of like wanting to see everything that's playing.
Everybody has been ridiculously nice and hospitable, and also, like Martha was saying, like the size of the festival, it just enables all this interaction, and I feel like I actually get to have meaningful conversations with other filmmakers, with other people who come to see the films. For some reason, it just doesn't feel as hectic or as crowded or as overwhelming as some of the other film festivals, and feels so much more intimate. I think when I got here was when I heard that Maryland Film Festival like spoils the filmmaker because you have such a great time here. But I think it's really true. I mean, I feel like it's just been awesome, and I totally love Baltimore now. Like, I want to come here all the time. Yeah.
Give me something I've heard of. I'll give you something you